And I'm back. Jack Toledano here with All or Nada, according to Jack. How the hell are you? We just had a discussion about uh, uh, my rant for the Super Bowl and is football fixed? So still have the jersey, but you'll this will segue into another topic. A couple things on, and you see my background. It's more music related, so this will be a music related topic. Two things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for 2023. And it's actually a pretty good class this year. And I am hopeful, but we'll get into that. Second topic is so a lot of people, a lot of my SOT friends have been putting things up on Facebook about, first concert, last concert, worst concert, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to give you mine right here, right now. So first thing, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2023. I was just talking to somebody the other day about we're in a bar hanging out. We were talking about Barclays Center in Brooklyn, how it sucks for hockey, but I was saying how good it was for concerts. And Mr. Pete Pardo and I went and saw the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction for 2016, I believe it was, where we saw Deep Purple, Chicago, Cheap Trick, Steve Miller Band get inducted. Great time was had by all. So for this year, I plucked most of the not the inductees, the candidates for induction. So we have Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, All I Wanna Do, pretty good artist. Cyndi Lauper. I would vote for Cyndi. She helped make the Girls Just Want to Have Fun fame. I love that song. That's a song that's very 80s for me. And she really helped put WWE on the map with that rock and wrestling connection. Good times. George Michael, Wake Me Up Before You Go. Who else? Somebody who I call Old Frog Throat, Willie Nelson. You are always on my mind. Ugh. See, it's even giving Miley fits. She's outside barking. Now, this is a band that my son Jason loves, Rage Against the Machine. A little known fact, when he was a teenager, he was in a band and they did a lot of Rage Against the Machine covers, and he sang most of them. So next, wait for it. This is going to require a shirt removal. Iron freaking Maiden. Yes, the Iron Maidens. Sorry about my hair, folks. Bad hair day. So yes, I am fingers crossed that they get in and they don't get in on some stupid technicality like they did last year for Judas Priest. Oh yeah, we'll put them in under Metal Excellence. This way, they and their fans will never bother us again. Could sweep it under the rug and move on. But I have to admit, the induction was definitely exceeded my expectations. They did give them the royal treatment. They gave them a half an hour. They got to get up there and speak. They got to perform 3 songs. KK joined them on stage. It was very cool. They did 5 minutes on the history of Priest. So it was, at the end of the day, it was well done, but I wish they could have just gotten in under normal circumstances. These guys, I think they have a better chance of that because, hello, they're still selling out arenas everywhere they go. So good luck. Good luck, guys. Up the irons, man. Next, Soundgarden. That album, Super Unknown, killer, man, killer. I absolutely love it. I hope they get in. Now, here's a surprise for me. Uh, I'm a metal guy, a classic rock guy, but little do you might people know that I also like early 70s and late 60s R&B music. That's very nostalgic for me. I used to drive around with my parents and, going from place to place, and they'd put the AM radio on, the car radio, and or they would put CBS FM 101 in the New York area. And this band got a lot of airplay. They were a vocal group called the Spinners. I love these guys. I wish them the best. Could it be I'm falling in love with you, baby? Last but not least, Mr. Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon. So good luck to all the people. I especially my fingers crossed for Cyndi Lauper, uh, Iron Maiden, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, and the Spinners. So good luck to all. I pray that's the group that gets in. Who knows if it's in New York? I may try to go to it again. All right, next topic, concerts. So on Facebook, a lot of people, my buddy Pete, my friend John Clauser, a lot of people doing this. So many people, I just can't name them all. Eric Porter did it, I believe. So there's first concert, last concert, worst concert, loudest, best, saw the most surprising, happy I got to see them, wish I could have seen them, next concert. Okay, so my first concert, 1979, April of 1979, at the then Calderone Concert Hall in Hempstead, New York, on Fulton Street. Unfortunately, it is now a Baptist church. And just south of that Baptist church is where Sue and I bought our first Honda, a Honda CRV. We fell in love with it, so we bought a second one. But I'm digressing. So at this Calderone Concert Hall, I saw Cheap Trick, who was they were starting to become famous. They had just released Cheap Trick at Budokan, and they had, they sounded great, looked great, 2,000 seat arena, not a bad seat in the house. They had a band open for them called the Atlantics, very unknown band. Only thing worthy of note is that Glenn Tipton of Judas Priest's brother was a rhythm guitarist, I believe, in the Atlantics. So saw them that time, never heard of them again. Rest is history. Last concert, back in this past October, I hadn't been to a real concert, in over a year or two, but I saw Judas fucking Priest with Queensryche, October in Albany, New York. Oh, and somebody's home. Hang on, folks. All right, we're back. It's so funny. Couple of things to note. So yeah, we have Jason got us that damn Ring camera, which is nice, but every time somebody comes to the door, but even before they ring it, there's like these chimes that go up. So I had to see who was at the door. So wasn't expecting anybody on a Sunday morning, but is what it is. So we were talking about the last concert, Judas Priest in Albany, at the MVP Arena, I think it's called. But yeah, October 2022, great concert. It was them and Queensryche. Actually, the second time I saw them with Queensryche. First time was with my son Jason at Jones Beach some years back, 2005, I believe. Okay, worst concert. So I'm going to talk about two. One was at that Calderone Concert Hall. A friend of mine talked me into going with him to see Dire Straits. Now, I do not hate Dire Straits. Mark Knopfler, he's a great guitar player, just not a great singer. It sounds very boring, very blasé. And they had just released their second album, Communique. Everything sounded the same. I wasn't familiar with the music. I was bored as hell until they finally played, Sultans of Swing. It was a boring concert. Sorry. So the other one, also in the mid 80s, I believe this was the first time I ever saw a concert at Jones Beach. I went with the same friend and a few others to see Frank Zappa. Now, I'm not into that avant-garde crap, if you will. I mean, I hope I don't offend anybody, but I'm not a fan of Frank Zappa, not a fan of Captain Beefheart, whatever the fuck his name is. Uh, and Frank Zappa that night didn't play anything that I knew through, in the main body of the concert. Only thing he played that I knew, for the encore, they did a cover of Whipping Post by the Allman Brothers. What are you going to do? So that's two. Loudest concert, these guys. So when Adrian Smith and Bruce Dickinson just got back together with Iron Maiden, they did this really nice tour where they asked they asked their fans, tell us, what do you want us to play? So they took a cross section of about 15, 20 songs, and their best stuff that the fans requested, and they played them. And they played at a place called the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is about a block or two west of Madison Square Garden in New York City. And let me tell you, my ears were ringing for 2 freaking days. That's how freaking loud it was. I was kind of in the middle, just past the mosh, just beyond the mosh pit. I also got a beer knocked out of my hand at that show, but asshole who did it, not him, but a friend of his went and bought me another one. So thank you to that dude. Appreciate you, man. Best concert, again. So not Iron Maiden, but Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, 1982 at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. This was when Judas Priest came out with Screaming for Vengeance. Iron Maiden had just come out with Number of the Beast. Amazing, amazing concert. Definitely one of my best. So, also, honorable mention on that, Ian Anderson doing that Thick as a Brick tour, Thick as a Brick 1 and 2. Awesome. Really awesome. Loved it. That one, saw that with Pete and my daughter Sam at, what the hell's that place? Beacon Theater. That's it. Okay, saw the most. Judas Priest, 10 times. Most surprising concert, and many of you may be surprised. So only concert I ever went to at Jones Beach with my wife Susan was Journey, Heart, and Cheap Trick. So now, Cheap Trick, I kind of gotten tired of them because they became perennial openers for everybody. I also saw them open for Aerosmith. They're opening for a lot of bands. Meanwhile, they're walking around with those Rock and Roll Hall of Fame trophies. Got to go figure. Heart, I had never seen Heart. I thought they were really good. Now, Journey, not a Journey fan, but my wife Susan is, and I thought it would be something that we could do together. You know what? In concert, they really impressed me. The singer was Arnel Pineda, the Filipino guy that sounds like Steve Perry. Sounded great. Instrumentally, they were great. The other amazing thing about that show is there were torrential downpours. And there was a very good chance that the concert was going to be canceled. It got so bad they told everybody, go back in your cars. So we sat in our cars, we waited out the thunderstorm, and I got major kudos to to the crew, the Jones Beach crew that night. They got them on and off the stage, and everybody played their full sets. There was like really very little waiting in between bands. And they all, once the rain stopped, it was the coolest thing. Sue and I had seats in the orchestra, so we had really good seats, and very cool, very pleasant surprise that night. Okay, happy I got to see. And I got to see this show at Madison Square Garden with my lodge brothers, Mark Valencia and Vinny Viscuse. We went and saw The Who. Great freaking show. This was back, I don't know, 7 years ago. Great show. I had always wanted to see The Who. Sadly, it was after John Entwistle passed away. It was a lot of years after Keith Moon had passed away. Instead, we got drummer Zach Starkey, who night and day better than his father, Ringo Starr, Richard Starkey. But that was a great show. Glad I got to see it. Wish I could have seen. Pete already said Led Zeppelin, so that was mine. But instead, I'll say, living near the Nassau Coliseum as I did growing up, a lot of bands came through our area. I deep regrets that I never got to see Van Halen during the David Lee Roth years in the early 80s. I would have loved to see that. Now, I heard he wasn't the greatest on stage. He was always strung out, drunk, wasted, missed half of his vocal cues. I saw some old video clips where, Michael Anthony and Eddie Van Halen did more singing than he did on stage. But still, I would have liked to see them. Would have been cool. Okay, so the last topic, not everybody did this. I'm going to do this, though, next concert. So possibility, I am going to see the Winery Dogs. So that would be nice. So that's coming up in a few weeks, and I may actually cross the Verrazano Bridge and go see them in New Jersey. So that would be cool. What other concerts are coming up that I might like to check out? I know Queensryche has a couple area shows in April. Might like to check out one of them. I'm leaning toward the Irving Plaza show in April. May 20th, you have Halloween and Hammerfall at Terminal 5 in New York City. I may have a conflict, though I may try to see that, but we'll see. June 14th, Martin Barr doing a Jethro Tull set. I'd like to see him. That might be cool. September 8th, ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner at a place called SPAC. Saratoga Performing Arts Center. So that's early September 8th, I believe. Might like to check that out. This is Jack Toledano speaking for All or Nada, according to Jack. Please keep those subscriptions coming. Tell your friends about me, etc., etc. Have a good one, all. Talk to you soon. Bye.